Hello guys, welcome back to Startup GH. My name is Kekeli Michael. In today's video, I'm currently visiting Tuntum Grasscutter farm. I did post a survey earlier on about some of the non-traditional farming in Ghana: snow farming, grasscutter farming, and catfish farming. I want to see the profitability of all of them with less capital entry. And today I'm visiting Tuntum farm to learn about grasscutter farming. I want to find out the profitability, the capital you need to start, and how is the market. I want to understand the market. If you like videos like this, just click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, probably you might like the rest of my videos.
My name is Mauvi Azasu, and I live here in Ashiaman. I'm a mechanical technician by profession, and I work with the Master Works here in the. Apart from this, I do my animal farming and mostly on grasscutter. I have the goats, I have sheep, I have roosters, because I'm an animal lover. I love to be around the animals. With the grasscutter farming, it started like a hobby. My parents are one of the earliest people who settled down here in Ashiaman, Newtown, where I live. So they were able to hunt the forest. They were able to bring home, after their hunting expedition, they come home with grass cutters, they come home with rabbits. So when they come, my dad used to normally dig a pit like a well, and then they keep the rabbits and the grass cutters inside. So as a child, I only go collect food and then put it inside the pit for the animals to grow. So as time goes on, I begin to develop the passion. I began to develop the love for these animals. So with time and tide, we decided to start keeping these animals in a metal cage, like a wire mesh cage. So as time goes on, we realized they started multiplying so quickly. We started keeping them in a woody cage, and that is how it started with me. So first of all, it started as a hobby, and then finally it has started as a source of income to help me and my family.
At what point did you realize that you can do it as a business?
I realized this when people started falling in. People started calling me that they needed to also keep some, they needed to domesticate some of these animals. Others also needed some for meat. So I asked myself, if people are asking for all this, why can't I begin to breed them on a large scale so that I can also begin to make some money out of it? And that was how it started. And this was in 2014, I think 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
So you've been inside for 8 years?
Yes.
That is when you took it as a business?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the profitability of the business.
Yeah, grasscutter farming is very lucrative because the demand for the meat is very high. Grasscutter meat is seen as a white meat because it's just compared to the meat like the oyster, like the octopus meat. It's a white meat and very nutritious. So the market is there. Day in, day out, people are falling in and people are calling for it.
Give us the numbers, like in terms of profitability. How much can you make in a month or in a week?
I've not calculated it that way, but how much I make in a day, like as I stand now, I just sold some colonies and I have 900 Ghana cedis in my pocket.
I saw that today. Yeah. And yeah, so in a week, how many colonies can you sell?
Yes, I'm able to sell 5 colonies in a week, and 5 colonies is 25 grass cutters.
Of the young ones? Or
the young ones. It just depends on who wants it. Some people call for it and I have to schedule a day for them.
Right. Yeah. So if I get you, these are people who want to also start theirs?
Yes, people who wants to start comes in for the young ones, which are the colonies, and people who wants them for meat comes for the table size. The table size sells between 300 to 500 depending on their ages and their sizes.
Okay. How much do you need to start like a commercial, something like this?
Okay, on a commercial base, someone wants to start with 50 grass cutters. and the 50 grass cutters is 10 colonies. A colony of 2 to 3 month grass cutters sells here at 800 Ghana cedis. So if you are getting 10 colonies, that is 4,000 Ghana cedis.
What about the structure?
The structure, depending on how you want it, we have 3 types of grass cutter structures. We have the woody cages like what I have here. We also have the metal cages, and then we also have the concrete cages. So it depends on what cage you want, but then 3,000 can start 15 cages. Yeah, that is the woody cage. 3,000 can start. Yeah, so let's say you came to Tuntum Grasscutter farm to buy a colony of grass cutter. A colony of grass cutter comprises of 2 males and 3 females. And this is 800 cedis for 2 to 3 month grass cutter. Now you have nurtured them and they are 6 months old. They are ready to be crossed. They got pregnant. One grass cutter can litter between 1 catling to 12 catlings. So let us give the benefit of the doubt. You are getting maybe 6 catlings for each grass cutter. So now if you have 3 females that have littered 6 each, so here you have 18 grass cutters. So you can tell how much you are going to get at a time. Now grass cutters litters 2 times in a year. So if 3 grass cutters are giving you 18 catlings in a year, 18 plus 18 is giving us 36. So you are going to get 36 young catlings in one particular year. So this is how profitable it can be.
What about mortality?
Yes, the mortality rate in grass cutter is very low. If you feed your grass cutters what they are supposed to eat, the mortality rate is very less. Now, grass cutters are grass eaters. So we are supposed to give grasses to our animals. You are giving them varieties of grass, which includes maize stalk. You are going to give them parages. You are going to give them brachiaria grasses. You will be giving them watermelon covers and all those. When you give them all this, the mortality rate is very low.
Do you buy all those things, like feed? Do you buy them?
In my farm here, we do organic grass cutter farming. We don't give feed to them, poultry feed, we don't do it. We don't do feeding pellet to our grass cutters at all. Like I said, grass cutters are grass eaters. If you begin to give them certain foods that are crunchy or powdered food, they begin to develop cough, respiratory problems.
Is this expensive, getting this grass, especially being in an urban area?
Yes, it depends on your location. Where I live here in Ashiaman, we have all year round irrigation farming. So we always have grass where we go. We get the corn stick to feed our animals. When the watermelon seller closes, I go to get the watermelon covers to feed the animals. When the sugarcane seller closes, I go to get the sugarcane peels to also feed them. So I would say most of the time the feeding is for free, except when we go to get the corn stick, we have to find some money for the farmers.
Is it time consuming?
Yes, grass cutter job is time consuming. You always have to be with the animals because you go in to get food for the animals, the next moment you have to feed them.
Okay. And what are some of the risks? Because if you are talking about profitability, you have to also consider the risks.
The risk here have to do with their sudden death. When you feed contaminated grass to your animal, the next moment you go in the cage, the animal is dead. So it is always good you have to prune and then pick out contaminated grasses before you feed your animal. When you are able to do this, the challenges will only be attributed to your stress, how to get food for your animal.
So how do you market your produce?
Yes, Basically, I market on the social media handle. I have my Facebook channel, and that is how I market my animal. And it's able to reach far, because today social media is what most people rely on. So I have people coming all over Ghana, even Nigeria, to patronize animals from my farm.
If I understand you, you sell every day from the conversation. And looking at the size of your farm, how are you able to sell every day?
Yes, because of the demand of these grass cutters, sometimes we are not able to meet it up from our own farm. So we partner with each other. We have other grass cutter farmers around that. We partner with ourselves, and then we also collect some of their animals to help them sell.
How is it easy for me to make 10,000 in a month in Grasscutter farm?
Yes, it will be easy if you have the stocks. If you have ready stock, then no cost for an.
How many stocks will I need to make the money?
10,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, let's say I sell a colony of Grasscutter for 800 cedis, which is 2 to 3 months. So we can make our calculations. 1 male Grasscutter sells between 300 and then 400 Ghana cedis. So how many 400s do we need to get 10,000? We can make our calculations and we are right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it as easy as you say?
Yes, like I said, it is as easy as I'm saying it if you have the stock. But the question is, will you be able to feed them? If you can feed the number of grass, if you can feed 1,000 grass cutters, then you are a billionaire instantly.
What's your current capacity?
My current capacity, I have almost 300 grass cutters.
300 grass cutters?
Yeah.
Is it the small ones or?
Yes, my grass cutters, they are carefully selected animals, so they are bigger breeds.
I'm Ashiaman.
As you say, you can buy some colonies.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
I came for a colony of 2 to 3 months.
So you can buy one colony?
Yeah, one colony.
How much you get them?
800.
800 cities. Where do they go to the farm?
I do one for Kufta and Kufodia.
Kuforia. So you came all the way from Kuforia?
Yes, please.
Is there a market for?
Oh, there's a market for it.
There's a market for it. How much is it in Kuforia?
It depends on the location and in the farmer too.
Is this your first time or
I asked him.
farming the Grasscutter?
So I started for let's say a year and I stopped and coming back again.
Okay. Why did you stop?
I traveled. I have to move and go and work and other stuff. So right now I've organized myself and put things together and I want to come back again.
Is it capital intensive?
Yeah, the starting, the housing and others, their cages and other stuff. A little, but when you start and God willing, animal will be able to produce more. One animal can give you about 5 to 6. It depends on what they are feeding. If you're able to feed them more, they produce more.
Okay.
In the long run, you're able to get back your money.
So are you done with your structure?
I'm done with everything. I have the cages which can occupy about 50 animals, and the housing too is ready.
How much did you spend on that?
Let's say 3 to 4,000.
3 to 4,000. On what's the capacity? The structure you did down.
We can take about let's say 300 animals.
300 animals. Okay. All right. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you too.